My FMF Powercore2 silencer has become a little bit noisy recently, so this video is going to show how to repack it. The two-stroke packing material I got is made by FMF. You also need some masking tape to hold the packing material in place while you insert it into the pipe. And also some RTV to seal the end cap. If you're doing this on a 4-stroke silencer, make sure you get high temp RTV. To disassemble the silencer, you remove the front cap with the pipe on. To do that, you need to remove the 3 bolts. These are all Torx 27s. The cap is sealed with silicone sealant to stop oil leaking out. To disassemble it easily, you can break this seal using a rubber mallet and just tap around it gently. Then, holding the pipe with one hand, you can tap on the pipe hanger with the rubber mallet and knock the can off. Now you're ready to remove the old fiberglass packing, but make sure you have some gloves on because the fiberglass will irritate your skin and make it very itchy if you don't have gloves. And that's what the old packing looks like. The stringer itself is actually relatively clean. Pretty much all the holes are clear. The core has very little deposits on it, but I'm going to clean it up using some parts cleaner and a wire brush. And this is what the core looks like after cleaning. As I mentioned, it wasn't too dirty. There was very little oil and carbon deposits. I also cleaned off the old silicone sealant from the cap. Now you're ready to wrap the core in the new packing. And one thing to note is that you might have to trim the length, especially if you're using a short core. This packing is just about the right length for this core. In the instructions it says to have it 3/4 to an inch longer than the core length, so it's just about right. And you want to try and aim and wrap it as tightly as possible around the core, and make sure you get it inside the cap as well. And you don't want to block the end, so check that afterwards. And once you've wrapped it, get your tape and go around it just to hold it in place. And I'm going to do one on the ends, one in the middle, and then once I've cleared the end, make sure that it's not blocked, I'll put another piece around the end. So you can see I've put 3 pieces of tape on to hold the packing in place, and I'm ready to insert it into the silencer. And you want to make sure that no packing is sticking out. And then once you've got it fed in like that, you want to run a bead of silicone sealant around the end. And now I'm ready to fully insert the core into the pipe, and you want to check the end is aligned correctly because the pipe needs to push into there, and you can see it's just come through. And make sure there's no packing sticking out of there. Then before I reinstall the cap bolts, I'm going to clean them off using a wire brush. And I'm going to use some Loctite 243, which is a medium strength Loctite, on the cap bolts. Just make sure they don't come loose. When installing bolts, I recommend installing all 3 bolts loosely at first, and then once all 3 are in, you can tighten them. Then once you've tightened all the bolts, you can remove the excess silicone sealant. So that's the repacking complete. It's pretty quick and easy, and I'll find out at the weekend whether it's any quieter.